Hey, Anthony, do you like my new shirt?
Sure, man. It's cool. Could have been better.
What was that?
I said it could have been better.
You want to fight about
Yeah,
it?
I do. Let's go, chump. Hold on a second. We don't need to fight.
We don't.
All you need to do is go to 86.com and choose from one of their many designs. Franchises range from Skullgirls to Street Fighter and even BlazBlue. And if you check out 86 through this Twitch channel, use 86.com /AFF equals 4 to let them know that Mission Star Podcast sent you.
There we go. Alright. Oops. There we go. Okay. Well. Hello, peoples.
Yes, hello everybody.
Hellos. I was just talking about my stories at Anime Expo and how I liked and disliked the con for day one.
Did you get to do a lot of stuff?
Yes and no. I didn't get into the anime convention until like around 2:30, and I was there since like 11 or 10 a.m. The lines were insane. It was a mass of humanity, pretty much.
Oh, well, like what? You didn't get your because Tiffany went and she got her badge mailed to her, and yeah, she didn't have to wait like at all for the most part.
She must be lucky because by the time I got there, there were just massive amounts of people everywhere. Like just to get into the convention center, there was a huge line that from the South Hall side started at the front gate, and it curved around the Staples Center, and then it went in front of the Microsoft Theater and back out to the front street. I want to say it was a long ass line, essentially.
Yeah,
I had my badge with me, but again, I didn't get in until like 2:30. I've heard two people didn't get in like until 5 hours later. I think it was that bad. Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
See, I wonder what did Tiff get? Because like I said, she got her badge mailed to her, so the only thing she needed to do was show up, and the only lines that she had to deal with was like just like events that she wanted to go to, or like I heard like Artist Alley was the fucking mosh pit for the most part.
Oh,
Dealer's Hall
man.
was a mosh pit for the
Yeah.
most part.
The dealer's hall wasn't too bad, at least by the time I got there. I did go to the artist alley for a second because I met up with a friend of mine there, and we went to go see an artist. Like I was wearing one of my cosplays, Zengetsu, which is I can take it off and take it on at any given point. I had to literally grab my costume, put it over my head, like as I'm walking through these massive amounts of people. It was body to body. It was insane. It was like it was just insane, and like it's and I mean I'm not sure if this is true or not, but in my honest opinion, I think Anime Expo doesn't really care about the safety of their attendees and only care about the profits, because if they cared about their attendees, they would have capped that convention long ago. But no, they keep bringing in as many people as they can because they want all that money. So,
Well, I mean, like, I've been doing cons for so many fucking years and like working them. I've heard that same thing like years ago, so I mean,
yeah.
hasn't really surprised me too much.
I only went. I only went because I was helping out with the Cosplay Wrestling Federation panel. But that was it. I didn't have the energy to go back because like I when I finally got into the convention center, like I was exhausted when I got in. I was just like, I kind of don't want to do anything now. Like I want to just go to the exhibit hall, check out a few games, say hi to some friends, and then just get ready for the panel later on. Because normally I would like, take pictures, take videos, and all that. But I was just exhausted, just standing in line just to get into the convention center. So it was bad. It was pretty bad.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yep.
So, while you were dealing with that, Anthony, would you like to hear about my fucking adventure with Comcast?
Oh, by all means.
Okay, so Thursday, I'm watching Stranger Things. Right, new season just came out. Very excited about it, and I'm in like episode 5, the middle of it. And there's like a pivotal scene, and super important to the plot. Internet, cable, everything just shuts off.
Oh damn.
Shit.
And this was like 5:30, and I'm like, what the fuck? And like I look up from my phone because I was sitting downstairs since it was fucking hot that day,
Mm-hmm.
and I see the TV is like some weird mosaic looking thing,
Oh.
and my dad's on his phone, and I was like, the fuck? And my dad goes, oh, it's been like that for a while, and I was like, what the hell's going on? So I pull up my phone, I pull up the app to Comcast, and I notice that it's basically saying that everything in our house is disconnected. And I'm just like, why the fuck is it disconnected? That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah.
So I start looking at like cables and stuff, and everything's hooked up properly. And okay, this is really confusing. Maybe there's an outage, and the app isn't telling me yet. So I go to the website, still no outage. I was like, all right, maybe if I go to isitdown.com, and it was saying problems at Comcast. I was like, okay, that's probably it then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I noticed about 5 minutes later, that same website says no problems, and I was like, okay, this is not good. I need to call them, contact them. So I contact. I contact. I try to contact them via Messenger, Facebook Messenger, and it's just a robot, no human. I keep trying to say like I want to talk to agent, nothing. I'm just like, okay, this isn't gonna work. So then I call a number, and I'm waiting for the option to be like, press 1 to this, press 2 to that, press 3 to this, press 4 to talk to an agent. I'm waiting for that. Never comes up. I'm just like, the fuck. Little did I know that apparently you can just say agent over and over and over, and it'll eventually get you to an agent. But didn't know that at the time.
Yeah. That works like any company that you call. Or you just smash on a 0.
Yeah. Like, none of those little tricks were working as far as I could tell. But then again, I wasn't really trying them. I was just trying to wait for the option. But anyway. So I was like, there's got to be a different way that I can get a hold of them. This is really frustrating. And I noticed that on Twitter, they have a thing called, it's at Comcast Cares. And I was like, huh. Like, that's interesting. They haven't said anything, though. So I'm thinking that nothing is wrong, but something is wrong, but I don't know what. Like, nothing is wrong with the service per se, but something is wrong in general, and I don't know what.
Yeah.
So I noticed that that Comcast Cares page responds to people in a few minutes after somebody bitches online, like an automated response sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, but maybe it's a human doing it, because every single automated response, was different. Like, it kind of had a different wording. And it didn't seem like a robot. It still could have been, but it didn't seem like one. So I was like, I'm going to give this a shot. Well, that was what I needed to do. Because I just went on Twitter and I bitched about it, made sure to tag them in it. And I get a message back from them shortly saying, like, go ahead and DM us the account on your name and your address or something like that. And I was all right. So I DM'd all that information, and this person was talking to me and asking me all these questions and stuff. And long story short, with that conversation, they were basically trying to explain to me that sometimes if there's an outage in your area, it won't show up on the app or the website after a while, right?
Oh. Okay.
So I was like, okay, that's interesting. Like, I wonder why that is.
Bullshit, okay.
And so I just kind of ignored it and I just let it go. And I was like, all right, wait, maybe that's the case, right?
Yeah.
And the guy was like, the guy explains, like, there's apparently 37 other people in my area that were complaining about similar stuff. So I was like, all right, maybe there is something wrong and I gotta wait. Like, that's what he was telling me. That's what he was explaining to me. And that, to an extent, made sense. Like, there is an outage, but it's like, but the thing that was throwing me off was that the neighbors behind me had internet, no problem. I was like, why the fuck are we affected? Well, I was like, all right. He says, give it overnight. It might come back overnight. Just, unfortunately, that's the case. And however long you end up not having internet, we will credit your account. I was like, okay, cool. So I wake up the next morning, no internet, no TV. Everything's the same. And so I contact them again, and I go, nothing's fixed. Nothing is fixed. And the person has a conversation with me, asking me all kinds of shit, all this troubleshooting stuff that maybe I have or haven't done. And I had to explain to them, I said, I've already done all this. I did it with your guy last night. And it's a little frustrating that you're having me do it again, even though there's a record of this conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which they never fucking decided to pull up.
And it's in the same fucking DM thread.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I have the entire conversation with 4 different people I spoke to. Anyway, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. So I explained to the guy, like, I'm not trying to be an angry customer. I'm really trying to hold my patience here, but it's really frustrating that I've been without internet for about 10 hours now. And he goes, no, it's maybe more than 10 hours. It's probably at this point like 13. Now that I think about it, because it cut off at 5:30 at night on 4th of July, and I woke up at 7 a.m. on. So about maybe 14 hours. Anyway, regardless, I'm just trying to figure out the math on that. Anyway, and so I responded back with like, sorry if that sounded rude. I'm just really fucking frustrated right now. And the guy was like, I totally understand. We're gonna get this fixed for you. He goes, if you've done all the troubleshooting, you clearly know what you're talking about. Let's go ahead and schedule a person to come out. When's the next available opportunity? And I said, like, literally, like, I can adjust my schedule, so whenever the fuck you want, like whenever your next available person is, hoping that day, And what are you laughing about?
And what Insolvent said in the chat.
And they were like, Saturday at noon. I was like, yeah, okay. Like, if that's your nearest and closest one, then let's do that one. So they schedule it. And the person was like, I'm really sorry about all this. We will get this fixed for you. Yada, yada, yada. Well, I'm going to be in contact with you. I was like, okay, cool. So I get like 18 different notifications throughout the next, however long it was before the person shows up. Like a full day and a half. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, I got it. That's scheduled for 12, between 12 and 2. He'll be here between 12 and 2. I got it, Comcast. You have to tell me 18 different ways. Like, it was like 3 text messages, 2 emails, 4 different messages via the app. I was like, calm down. But at one point, I went outside to look at like the line and whatnot, and I noticed that there was a coax cable from the line that goes like off the ground and across the building that was disconnected. But I was like, is that to our house? Does that have to do with anything? It might just be a disconnected line overall. Like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. But it was suspicious to me. So at noon, the guy shows up. And he comes to the door. He's asking a couple questions, and I said, "Yeah, I've looked over there in that spot, like behind our TV. Like everything's hooked up, everything's working fine." And he looks at the box, he looks at all the cords. He's like, "Yeah, your stuff should be absolutely working. Let me go check outside and see what's going on. I'll get back to you." He comes back like 10 minutes later, and he says, "So the tap out there says it's getting connection, and there's no outage. So now I need to figure out why you're not getting internet. I'm going to look at the cords and whatnot and see what's going on." So as I'm sitting on the couch and I just keep, looking out the window, I notice that he's touching that cable. So I go outside immediately and I was just like, "May I ask why you're touching that cable?" And he goes, "This is the cable to your service." And I go, "That's what I fucking thought." And he goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "That I don't remember that cord before, and I saw it dangling there last night." He goes, "Yeah, whoever came out here or whoever tried to adjust things, like, they completely disconnected you." So I remember vaguely that the boys, my neighbors behind us, had said that a guy had come out for them. So I grabbed one of them, and because like he had to turn off the internet for like a minute to the entire, like, from the tap. which pissed them off. And so I grabbed them and I go, "What time was your guy here till?" And they're like, "Oh, 3 o'clock to about 5."
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so he disconnected us. Like he's the one who did it, and we were trying to figure out why he did it. And the only thing that the Comcast guy, and this does actually fucking track and make sense, is that my neighbors were having internet issues. He looked at the line, saw a splitter, and then connected them directly.
Okay.
And he's a contract worker. He doesn't actually work directly for Comcast.
For Comcast, damn.
And my dad goes, "So you guys have people that are contracted?" And he was like, "Yes, because we have so many customers and not enough people in the area that work directly for Comcast that unless it's a major issue, we just send out people who are qualified." And I went, "Well, it's pretty crystal clear to me that guy's not fucking qualified."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he laughs. He goes, "This is actually not that uncommon of a thing." And I was like, "So wouldn't it behoove Comcast to not hire contractors and just hire more people that are professionally trained by either a Comcast or going to a school?" And he goes, "Yes, but this is not. This is not." I was like, "No, I'm not saying you should do that because that's not up to you, but it's a thing."
Yeah.
So he goes. So what I'm going to do out there is I'm going to connect via. I'm going to put a brand new splitter out there, so there should be no interference, and we should be good to go. So he goes and does that, and then he walks around the corner, and he's looking at the box, and he goes back, and he goes, "So here's the weird thing. You guys pay for boosted internet, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Okay, you guys should have a direct line to the tap." He goes, "You should have a." He goes, "Do you ever use the internet and you know that you should have 250 megabytes download, but you only get maybe 150, maybe 100?" And I was like, "Yeah, that happens all the time." And he goes, "Yeah, that's because you're sharing a line with your neighbors who don't have boosted internet."
Oh shit!
And I was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!"
They've been biting off your signal for a while. Wow.
Yeah. So he goes, "So what I'm gonna do is I'm scheduling a work order to have guys come out and dig up the line and then fix everything." And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Okay, cool. And he comes in and he tries to make a joke. He was like, "So the thing is, it's going to cost you guys $100,000. And I knew immediately he was joking because he used that ginormous of a number.
Yeah.
But he still went, and I was so irritated that I just didn't laugh. I didn't have any sense of humor.
You're just
and
oh.
But I still knew he was joking. I was just like, I just sat there stoic, and he says, and he was like, "I'm just kidding." I was like, "No, I know you're kidding. I mean, there's no way that we'd ever pay $100,000 or we're going to a different service." But I said, "Sorry if I seem irritated. I've been without internet for 2 days now, and it's killing me inside." And he goes, "Do you everything on the internet?" And I was like, "Yes." I have a laptop, an Xbox, and a Switch upstairs. I do everything on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our generation is like that.
Yeah. Now I had a similar thing a few years ago over at my house. My signal would drop randomly, and got fucking tired of it. Had somebody come out, and one person came out, and it was like, "Oh yeah, I have no idea why this is happening or whatever like that." And then kept on happening. Had to call them again. Somebody else came out, and this dude, thank God, this guy knew what the fuck he was doing. It turned out there was 2 power lines between my house. One over here on this side, one over here on the other side. The one over here on this side that we're hooked up to, we were the only house hooked up to it. That one had been fucking eaten up and corroded by fucking rats over the years.
God damn.
So the guy was like, "I don't know why your line is over here. This shit is fucked up. I don't know anybody in the right mind would hook you guys up on this line. It's obviously fucked up. I'm gonna move you guys over here to the other side." So after that, after he was like, "Okay, these guys fucked up. I'm gonna set you guys up." He got us going good, and we were fine for a while. And then we ended up having the same problem after a while, and it turned out that for houses that are older, sometimes they need a power amp. So this last guy that came over here like a few years ago, he was like, all right, yeah, you guys are going to need a power amp. I'll set you guys up with a power amp. Like, here, plug it into your wall and you're good to go. And like, that was it. And I haven't had issues since.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's just, if it would have just been one fucking person that knew what the fuck that they were doing from the beginning.
Yeah, it's, well, the funny thing is that right after he connects us back to the tap, as he called it, which I love that he's calling the fucking the box outside the tap. He goes, yeah, everything should be working. We tested it. I tested it on my phone. The TV was working. The upstairs TV was working. Everything seemed to be great. He proceeds to leave, and I was just like, thank you so much. Really appreciate your help. I'm glad we're getting our own line. Yada yada yada. I go upstairs, I open up the laptop, turn on the Xbox, no internet on both. So I was like, what the fuck? So I look at my phone, I look at the app, and sure enough, the TVs are connected, but the internet isn't again. And I was like, why? What the fuck is going on? Yeah. So I go outside, and I see he's still standing by the tap on the phone, and he kind of looks up at me, and I was like, I don't have any internet. And he goes, that's weird. All right, let's go. Let me finish this call and I'll be right with you. I was like, okay, cool. So he comes back to the door about 5 minutes later and he says, so no internet? And I was like, no. He goes, hang on, let me go check the tap real quick. So he goes outside and he uses this like box to test the connection, that kind of stuff. And he goes, it says you guys should have internet. This is very confusing. And so he connects it directly to our line. He goes, now I'm seeing a shit ton of noise. I was like, really? And he goes, yeah, I'm seeing a ton of noise. Hang on, I'll be right back. So he goes back outside and checks the tap. He comes back in. He goes, I made a small mistake. I was like, what's that? And he goes, I was testing your neighbor's tap, or your neighbor's line from the tap, and not you. But now that I've tested your tap, I'm seeing static. And he goes, the only thing I can think it is the coax cable. He goes, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to give you guys a new cord outside briefly, like it'll be. No, he didn't give us a new cord outside because outside was still pretty fresh, but he gave us a bunch of new cords inside the house. Like we had to move shit around and kind of set up like a bunch of fucking new coax cables around the house. But the great thing is we had a bunch of old cables and cords like taped to the carpet, and we were able to just pull those out and throw them away. So that was nice. But
nice.
Right after he did that, there was absolutely no problems. No problems at all. And so he was adamant that we were going to have a work order guy come out. So Monday, everything's working. Sunday, it's great. I'm happy. Monday, though, I get a message from the person via the Twitter account. And they're asking me how everything went. And I'm just like, hey, give this guy fucking 5 stars. The dude stayed like for 4 hours making sure our shit worked, and it was awesome. Like, he did a great job. And they were like, that's awesome. What was the issue? And so I explained it, and they were just like, the person on the other end just goes, yeah, we shouldn't be using contractors. I was like, you fucking think?
Yeah.
And they said, yeah, we'll send you a survey so you can give the guy higher remarks. I was like, I appreciate that, because I'd actually like to fill that one out for him. And that was like a 5-questionnaire thing, but I was like, the dude deserves it. The dude went above and beyond for us.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
and
I mean, a buddy of mine, he's going through something similar where his internet keeps on like dropping out. And then I had asked him, I was like, well, what are you using? He's like, Comcast. And I was like, fucking call them as soon as you possibly can. Get somebody out there and make sure that they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Because you hear these kind of stories all the fucking time.
Yep.
Absolutely. With Comcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, make sure they get an actual person out and not a fucking
not a fucking contractor. I wonder if that's an option. If you can call them and be like, hey, don't send a private contractor. I want one of your guys. Like, even if I have to wait however long, let me get one of your guys out here.
They might. I don't know.
I would hope that's an option. Because I mean,
you can always threat to cancel your service if they don't too, and
true.
Trust me, they will fucking jump hurdles to make sure you don't quit the service.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
But the finishing part of it was that the person on the Twitter thing said that I would get a notification as soon as that work order went through, letting me know when those people were going to come and start routing up our stuff.
Yeah.
And so right after I finished the podcast with Josh, I played like 2 hours of Destiny with a buddy, and then I go get lunch, and I'm sitting down, and I'm like 2 bites in, and my dad goes, "Is Comcast supposed to be here?" And I was like, "No." And he goes, "Well, they're here." I'm just like, "What the fuck?" So I run downstairs, and I see a guy like kind of touching our cables and stuff, and I was just like, "Hey, I just want to know what's going on, man." He's like, "Well, we're here for you, guy." Yeah? You want to, further that? He goes, "Well, we're here for you. We're the guys that are going to reroute, or we're routing where the cord's going to go. We're going to dig up everything so that way we can get that cord in there for you because we know that you need a direct line to the tap." And I was like,
"Because you matter, Comcast."
Like, who the fuck are you? But I was just like, "All right, man, is the line going to go down today?" And he was like, "It might for like a second, but you should be fine for the rest of the day." And I misheard that. I thought it was just fine for the rest of the day and it shouldn't go down at all. And I come upstairs and like 5 minutes later, the internet goes down. I was like, "Are you absolutely fucking kidding me?"
Wow.
But he did tell my dad. He was like, "Yeah, I told whoever else that was that it was gonna go down for a second." And I was like, I just am so fed up with the shit. I guess I didn't hear it. But
wow.
For a legit minute, I thought I wasn't gonna be able to do the podcast with you guys.
Wow, that was all today?
No. So it went down on the 4th of July. Had no internet all of Friday. Dealt with all that shit Saturday. Was internet, like I had internet every day up until today, and then today was when they like came and routed where the cord was going to go. And apparently the tree outside the fucking root is touching the cord or pushing the cord, which is causing disconnections. So whatever happens from here on out, we should have faster internet. We should not have any interruptions after everything's said and done.
Nice.
Have you ran like a speed test to see if there's any difference, or have you noticed a difference?
No, my internet's back to the way that it was before all of this shit happened. Like it's at, like I think it maxes at like 120, or not 120, but 160. I should be getting 250. Like I should be getting 250 down.
And Stadia numbers, man. Google Stadia numbers. You're gonna be streaming.
So it's not. It's not that I'm worried about. It's not that I'm worried about being able to play Stadia. My issue is again, I have a data cap of 1,000 gigabytes. So
yeah, that's the issue with Comcast. And
I looked it up, and it would cost me an extra $50 a month to have unlimited.
Yep, that blood money, that blood money from Comcast. I'm fortunate at the moment because since I moved down here, the internet that's widely used over here, at least in Long Beach, is Spectrum, and they have unlimited internet. Whatever the plan is, the general plan, it comes to unlimited internet. They could cap it. They have not done that yet, so it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm crossing my fingers on that one because I know I used to have Comcast back when I lived in NorCal because that was like the only thing up there. So
yeah. When we were going through all that shit with Comcast and the internet kept on dropping, like I was actively looking for another option for internet. I was like, okay, like what about AT&T? Like, no. Like AT&T is only DSL in your fucking area. And like, what the fuck DSL? Like, are you serious? Like, oh my god. Like, no, I'll just have to fucking take it up the ass with Comcast for the most part.
Yeah, we tried back when I was living up there. My parents switched to AT&T for a brief second. Was slower, was not great, and I just told them like, look, we need to go back to Comcast. Like, it's this service is not great. It's slow, and I'm sorry to say, but Comcast is the only big name in town. We have to do it. So, go ahead.
What I was gonna say, what's really funny is like the email I got from Comcast about the whole situation was totally automated. Because it was like, you've been a customer since 2003. Wow, that's impressive. And I'm just like, is it though? Is it impressive to be a customer?
Like, is it impressive?
That I have to have. For 2003?
Yeah, because it's like you guys are forcing me to be. You guys are the only fucking option for good internet in our area.
It's like
so funny.
It's like being proud of being a prisoner in a jail cell. It's like
Yeah,
it's like
Stockholm syndrome, dude. Stockholm syndrome.
it's like you've been a prisoner here for 15 years. Wow. So it's like, well, yeah.
So
oh,
I was just gonna say briefly, because we haven't really ever touched on it, but you know about the Belle Delphine bathwater bullshit?
oh yeah, yes.
No,
I don't know if
give me.
what you
Explain it.
don't.
No, I don't.
There's a Instagram model who's like 19 years old who loves doing lewds. She has like a Patreon where you can get nude pictures of her if you pay a high enough amount. She's been doing shit for a long time, but one of her big things is that she like tries to look as young as humanly possible.
Oh god.
So like as she is 19, she looks like she's fucking 12, and it's disgusting.
She also
But,
she also trolls the hell out of her videos on Pornhub. Like it had like some discreet like handling two cocks at the same time. It's like an actual chicken she's holding. Like she trolls the
That's
hell.
fucking
Yeah, she trolls the
stupid.
hell out of everybody. So
She recently started selling Gamer Girl bathwater, which is supposedly a small jar of her actual bathwater. This was
Oh
$30
my God.
jar and sold out.
yeah.
So that's disgusting to begin with.
Mhm.
So then you go like, well, that's
That's like some old Shinrikyo bullshit, dude.
So I've been following it for a little bit, and apparently, a person like it's not hard to do. It's not that expensive, but somebody discovered that there is no human DNA in that water, meaning she didn't actually take a bath in that water, which means that everyone who bought it can file for a class action lawsuit.
Oh my god.
That's a good point.
She tried to. She's trying to play it off on Instagram like it's not true. It's like, well, now that it's in the air, guess what's being even more so tested. So you better fucking hope that this person's lying.
But even then, it's like hey, if you do that, it's like fuck, like you could at least do it. Like, come on now, dude. That's
at the
super
same
fucked.
time though,
That's super
it's
fucked.
sold out.
Hold on, I'm looking at this shit. Oh wow, okay.
Yep. Don't take off your pants.
If you're
Come on.
like if you're a pedophile but you don't want to look like a pedophile, she's right up your alley.
Mhm.
No, it's I don't understand this. Like, why would you? Like, I don't know. People are into some fucking weird shit,
Yeah.
and like I am not surprised that somebody would want to fucking buy bathwater from this chick.
Yeah. Yeah. The internet was a mistake. I was gonna say.
It was a mistake.
I think I figured out the problem that I talked to you guys about regarding how every time Greg talks, or every time Ramen talks and Greg at the same time, Greg goes silent for some reason. I think I know why.
Why?
Because with Google Hangouts, you know how if you just talk, it will switch to one screen to another if you're in a group chat, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think because it's trying to decide which person to focus on, it
To
also
focus on, yeah.
the audio as well, which makes sense because I was thinking about it.
Shouldn't though. It really shouldn't though. Like I know that Josh has used it quite a few times for the podcast that he does in Salvaner and chat, and he'll have like 4 or 5 people in there, and it never does that.
Just for experimentation, Ramen, Greg, can you talk at the same time? In 3, 2, 1, go.
So I really enjoy playing Mario Maker. Like I'll play it a little bit too long, and I shouldn't because it's just a lot of fun, and I have a great time doing it.
People, I'm gonna sell my bathwater.
Okay, never mind. I stand corrected, and it worked for some odd reason. I'm perplexed. Hang on, Greg. You and I talk at the same time. 3, 2, 1. Hello,
I'm watching this guy like make a weird dish because he cooks in the woods, and it's like chicken pesto, but he's cooking it like
walks on the beach
in the actual woods
fuck
next to a
anime
lake.
girls
It's
and
kind of
all
nuts. And he
that
has 2
jazz.
giant fucking cleavers that he uses.
Okay, so I have no idea. It works now. I have no idea what happened in the span of last week or previous weeks and now today. Who knows? Technology
I,
is
I mean,
weird.
I
I don't know anymore. Ah!
it might have just been a weird audio glitch. It's not. It's. I mean, it is what it is. But
Right, possibly.
and maybe sometimes like, whatever. What like maybe it's OBS for all we know. Fucking know. So
Maybe. I mean, it could. There's some weird shit that you would not think would be the problem is the problem. So I would not rule it out. So, but it works now. So, huzzah! We can talk. We can talk at the same time.
Yay!
Yeah. Woo. What was I gonna say? Until I forgot. Lost train of thought. Anyways, it's kind of warm here. It's actually not that bad, but it's more humid. I don't know why. So it's like
yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be starting getting warm here real fucking soon.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'll get 90. Like that's the thing that's gonna like sucks about this podcast is I live upstairs and I don't have good ventilation. So when we do this podcast, I am hot.
Damn. You just walk out and just like your entire just shirt is sweaty. You gotta take it off.
It depends on how hot it is outside, and it depends on when I fucking close my window. If I let the window stay open with a fan in it and let the hot air in for too long, my room stays at that temperature. But if I do it earlier in the morning and close it and like my room is cold, it won't heat up as fast. So it's like I did that today and I'm fine.
Wow, crazy. That's nuts.
But there's some but when it hits like the 100-degree temperatures outside, it don't fucking matter. It just it's just hot in my room.
I am so glad I don't live in Sacramento or in the area anymore because I remember those days where
it hasn't been that bad lately. I feel like.
Wait until August, my friend.
Yeah, it's actually
I
nice.
know that. But
well, the other thing you have to keep in mind is if I could be downstairs, it wouldn't be an issue. But like I would have the air conditioner on, you wouldn't really be able to hear it, and I'd be cold. I'd be nice and cool, but I can't because that's where my parents are, and I need to do this podcast in a closed room. So
yeah, you're basically in a sauna essentially.
It's not that bad yet, but it can be. It can be.
Better lighting or lighting worse?
You're fine.
No, I think it puts more of a shadow like on my.
Yeah, you got a little bit more of a shadow on your face.
Yeah.
The hiddenness, you're kind of evoking some Hellboy-esque features. Yeah, but I think I can say this because with 20 seconds left.
Say my Hellboy-esque features?
Yeah, we'll leave with the shadows, so. But I'm excited that Alan Wake is back with Remedy. I'm super hype about that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
I am, man, when I heard that was happened, I was like, yes, finally, Alan Wake is alive. I love that game. Anyways, it's time to start the show. So hang on, let me mute my mic and everyone else's mics.